Starfield is starved of content. Let me explain. Have you ever played No Man's Sky? If you played that game for 20 hours when it came out and then never played it again until today, of course you'd still recognize it, but dude, it would be an insane difference. Even if you played at the beginning of this year and took a break until today, and then you finally decided to pick it back up, it would be a totally different game compared to what it was in January. Hello Games is constantly adding new content to No Man's Sky, and from what I've seen, and I may be slightly wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure ever since 2020, they release content updates like 3 to 4 times a year. They come out with content updates, numerous patches, and they have these expeditions, which are kind of like short-term adventures you can do with your friends. And whenever they release something new, it's always abundant, it changes gameplay, it's fun, and it's free. And let me say that last part again, just in case you didn't hear me, it's free. Not only is it fun, abundant, and free, but there's real, constant communication between the devs and fans. Hello Games and Sean Murray, he's kind of like the Todd Howard for Hello Games. They seem to have this back and forth with their fans like I've never seen before. It's an insane relationship, and it actually just works. Oh, and I'm pretty sure that the studio only has a team of like 60 people working on the game, compared to the 500 or 600 that work at Bethesda. The fact that Bethesda, with their insane resources, can't keep up with rapid release cycles from a smaller studio, that blows my mind. I'll show just some of what they've released while I talk about this next part. Okay, so I'm sure you're gonna think something like, well, it's all procedural, so it's not really like that impressive. All they gotta like do is, re-roll the dice to make something new. Okay, let's take a look. Let's look. In their first 4 updates, and I'm leaving a lot out, they added base building, freighters, an overhauled story mode, multiplayer, vehicles on Exocraft, new character creation, and like 15 other things that I don't feel like saying because you get the point. And that's just the first 4 updates. They've also added VR support, new encounters, crossplay support, giant sandworms, new refreshing UI, creature breeding, planetary settlement management, flyable mounts, combat improvements, new enemies, Nintendo Switch release, new planet biomes, new ships, new customizable character features, space freighter combat systems, and capes. F***ing capes. As of today, dude, they've got over 35 named updates. Named updates meaning there was some sort of new content attached to those updates that added new features to the game. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but I might have. I don't know, but they're all free. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, horse armor. They've had years to release all these updates. Silly. You're so silly. And that's true. And I 100% agree with you. But it's my honest opinion that if you blindfolded yourself and just chose one No Man's Sky update, it would have more content than the recent DLC for Starfield, Shattered Space. Oh, and all the updates are free. Not sure if I said that already. Even if you don't like or haven't played No Man's Sky, I encourage you to take some time just to research all they've been able to accomplish the last 8 years. 8 years of constant free updates, each one adding something unique to the game and even completely changing some of the game mechanics which directly affect how you play the game. To put this into a better perspective on why I think Starfield is starved of content, let's look at some of their update history. And I'm not talking about 76 or Fallout 4 or Skyrim in this video. No, this video is just about I'm just looking at Starfield. It took the Bethesda team 8 months to release the map update, which made the map actually look decent and not just a bunch of weird blue dots. 8 months. And before you do the math on that, I got your baby cakes. The game came out September 6, 2023, and the update with the maps came out May 15th. So over 8 months, actually, but who's counting? And then 3 months later in August, the rover update dropped. Wow! I can't wait to get to boring destinations faster now. How exciting! Like I mentioned in a previous video I made, I said that Starfield was fun sometimes because the planets had different gravity variations on them. So you could jump a little bit higher on certain moons, which was fun for about 5 minutes. Well, it's the same for the rover. You get in, make a few big jumps, and then yeah, that's it. It's fun for a while, and then it's back to good old Starfield. I've played almost every No Man's Sky update except for the recent one they released called The Cursed. Every time I've played an update, it has felt completely different. Every time they release something new, it adds like at least 10 to 20 more hours of refreshing gameplay. And I think that this constant cycle of content is why I think No Man's Sky has lasted as long as it has. And it still has a very strong fan base that plays it almost on every platform. Like, I was checking Steam charts like Monday at 10 p.m. and it had like 12,000 players. That's just on Steam. I feel like 12,000 players for a single player game that's 8 years old on a Monday night, that's not bad. Okay, that's not bad at all. A few other things I've picked up on over the years is that Hello Games is unique in how it surprises people, meaning that there's always something unexpected when they release new content updates. But on the other hand, the content that they release, it's almost not unexpected because like the updates seem community driven. It's almost like people ask for things and then they put them into the game and people are still surprised every time. I mean, you should see how people react on Twitter whenever Sean Murray begins to tease the next No Man's Sky update. It's actually insane how nuts these people go. They're like football fans or something. I mean, it's to the point now where these fans are actually begging Sean Murray to let them pay for the updates because, to be honest, Hello Games has definitely made No Man's Sky into what it was promised and much more. But on this flip side, Bethesda doesn't seem community driven at all. Like, sure, they gave us a rover that took forever, but it's almost like Bethesda fans are just backseat drivers with muzzles on, and wherever Todd steers, that's where we go, baby. They even snap back at fans whenever they complain that the game isn't fun, like with the whole Starfield Steam review situation, which I might cover in a future video. I guess the whole point of this video is to ask why. Why is it that a sub 100 employee studio like Hello Games can pump out 3 to 6 updates in a year and provide them all for free? And then you have a multi-millionaire studio, Bethesda, backed by a billionaire company, Microsoft, and somehow they come out with one real content update for $30? Oh, and the update is shit. Oh, and also, it's $30. And don't tell me, well, it's still content. No, it's not. It's one planet that's handcrafted just enough to fool you, with barely any new weapons, barely any new armor, no cool mechanics, no cool ship parts, no quote-unquote real followers, and a main story that would take you maybe 8 to 10 hours to complete. You cannot tell me that what Bethesda has put out for Starfield is content. It is an obvious ripped portion of the game that they've convinced you to buy for $30. But here's the thing, and this might shock you. I hope they make it better. I hope Starfield gets better. Honestly. I hope that in 2 years, I delete this video because that's how ashamed of myself I am for hating this much on Starfield. It's Bethesda, okay? I love Bethesda. My freaking YouTube name is Horse Armor. I want them to prove me wrong. That's what some people don't seem to understand. Like, I'm not just talking about this because I enjoy talking shit about Starfield. And that's what we want Starfield to be. We want it to be good. Nobody wants a game to be bad. Are you kidding me? People don't hate on, well, most of the time. People don't hate on games most of the time because they're good. They hate on games because they're bad and the devs don't seem like they give a crap anymore. And I think it is completely fair for me to compare No Man's Sky's content updates compared to Starfield's content updates. These two companies are vastly different in terms of funding and team size. Hello Games, like I mentioned before, 60 employees and probably not even a fraction of Bethesda's funding. Bethesda, 600 people and a shit ton of money. If you go to McDonald's, okay, and you get a burger, and then you go to Burger King and you get a burger, you're not concerned with how they cooked it or what method they used to cook it. You just care about if one of them is better than the other and which you prefer. And what I mean by that is consumers don't give a crap about how Bethesda or Hello Games develop their content. They're not concerned with that. They only care about the quality and quantity of what they receive. And all I'm saying is that Hello Games delivers quality and quantity, and Bethesda delivers neither. It doesn't matter how each of these studios goes about their development cycle. it's still apparent that Bethesda should be on top regardless of genre. I hope you understand the point that I'm making. And the point, just to clarify, is that Bethesda should be putting out way more fixes and content updates that they are. And at a lower price for obvious reasons. $30 is insane for whatever you want to call Shattered Space, because that's barely a DLC. I'm kind of at the point in this video where it's just kind of laughable. It's extremely hard to believe that they've been working on Starfield as long as they have. I've been putting off making a comparison video like this for a reason, and that reason is that people don't typically like it when you compare games or different genres. I know that No Man's Sky and Starfield are two different games. You know, No Man's Sky is more focused on upgrading and exploration, whereas Starfield is more quest line, dialogue, combat driven. I'm only comparing these games on one thing, and that's how much content they can push out in a year. It is so weird, dude, to see a studio like Bethesda get outplayed by a smaller studio like Hello Games. Hello Games is a perfect representation of what Redemption looks like, by the way. Sure, there's other examples of Redemption like this, but I've just chosen them for this video because, well, space. I hope this video helped you better understand why I think that Starfield is starved of content and updates. And I don't want you to look at the last 8 years of No Man's Sky development. Just compare 1 year of Starfield to 1 year of No Man's Sky. I hope that you enjoyed. I just want to say real quick that I really appreciate all of you making this channel what it is so far. It's really cool to see all the growth we've had in the last month. That's crazy. And I don't have any intention of quitting this channel. So, I tried to incorporate a bit of a different topic in this video, like talking about No Man's Sky, so let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon. Later.